Welcome back to Money Matters. We were just discussing personal credit, consumer credit, credit cards, Visa in the news, etc. And I really wanted to bring that around to consumer credit on people's balance sheets. And David has the purview there because he sees lots of balance sheets all the time. So what are you seeing there?
For since 2010, middle of 2010 onwards, so what's that, 4 years, four and a bit years, we have seen consumer credit in the form of credit cards, in the form of retail cards. Consumer credit is this big basket that includes all the usual suspects: MasterCard, Visa, American Express.
The what's in your wallet.
The what's in your wallet. Those are the big guys. Those are the big players. And then all of the retail credit cards, which are really the big guys in disguise, or big banks in disguise. So that would be Belk, and that would be Best Buy, and all of those guys, and the gasoline credit cards and so forth. The other basket is the other big one in that basket are automobile loans. The automobile companies got into the credit business a long time ago and became major players, and they still are. So the whole automobile industry is fueled by credit. It was once said that GMAC, the credit arm of General Motors, was a more powerful and more profitable entity than the car company.
And it was actually spun out.
And
several years ago it was spun out, and I want to
out.
say that it's now Ally Bank.
It's
Ally Bank.
Yeah. And it was more profitable for a certain time because poor old GM got into trouble. But GM's back, and GMAC got into trouble in the recession. So everybody has their day in the sunshine. But the topic really is this whole sort of consumer credit world is really one interconnected world that relates back to what I do in the mortgage business, and relates back to interest rates, and relates back to the bond market,
which we actually do consider to be pretty exciting. So
we consider
we do.
There are some magicians. There are some hidden away, extremely bright, usually 25 to 35-year-old people, men and women, called traders, and they have a shelf life of about 10 or 15 years before they have mental breakdowns, or
So
basically.
they're no Peyton Manning.
No, they're no Peyton Manning. These bond traders are extremely sophisticated, and rating analysts and so forth. And what they do is they'll basically figure out a bet for you. They'll say, look, if you've got a one-legged person who's had 3 bankruptcies and lives in Detroit and previously lived in San Mateo, okay? What kind of credit should we give them? 21% on their interest rate. I mean, they will figure right to the T what bracket, what credit bracket they fit into for automobiles, for credit cards, and for
So when you
everything.
get those offers at your door, know that it's the bond traders and those the people in the back room that are really looking at which letter it is that you receive. You probably didn't just get that out of the blue.
You didn't get it out of the blue, and
they're watching you.
They are watching you,
watching you.
And this all links to other stories you hear in the news. This is the fun way to analyze the news that people with crazy minds like ours are constantly doing. When you hear the Edward Snowden story about NASA or the NSA, not NASA, NSA collecting metadata on you, and of Google
and
collecting
Facebook
collecting metadata on you, what's important about that is what you get offered for a rate on your car loan, because somebody somewhere is selling that data, processing it, creating a profile about you that goes right down to what kind of soft drinks that you buy, interpolating that and spinning out a credit rate for your automobile, and an interest rate for your consumer credit card.
Right.
I mean, it's really a very sophisticated play. There is no rate at which somebody won't lend.
And that's what sort of
The mafia is up here, and we're down here. But there's no rate at which somebody won't lend.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's an opportunity everywhere. But that kind of gets back to what we always talk about, which is, and this is the boring part again, but is that financial plan, and it's starting really, really young. And we haven't talked about this in a long time, but younger individuals just going to college, even in high school, those that are starting to build credit really have no idea how important it is to build credit from the beginning, because it's a snowball effect. And once you're in deep doo-doo, it's really difficult to get back out again. It's like starting college and getting an F your first semester. It's going to be really hard to get your GPA up after that. It's the same thing. So if you happen to be a young consumer watching the show right now, don't necessarily be the one that that lets the tail wag the dog, because if you start getting those credit cards in the mail and you take every one, you run them up, next thing you know, the next one that comes to you is going to be a rollover offer at 16.9%, and then the next one's going to be an offer at 27%, and then when you go to get your mortgage, you're not going to be eligible for it. So it's a snowball effect.
That's exactly right. And young people are really in a position to understand this data profile that begins growing about you really from the age apparently of 4 or 5 years old now, because apparently 4 and 5-year-olds are on their own tablet computers. So this data profile is growing, and the young people, much more than people my age, are in a position to really understand that. I mean, you get it. You get the interconnections and so forth. So you've got to manage those interconnections.
Right.
You've got to manage who you take money from, how much you pay for it. You've got to really, really watch out for that stuff. Is there a reason why you would want a Best Buy card instead of putting $50 or $75 on your MasterCard?
In fact, let's talk about that really quickly, because I know that those types of cards do have a negative impact on your credit score. So talk to me a little bit about that.
It's pretty easy. If you get a Best Buy card, you probably got it because the store clerk invited you to get a 10% or a 15% discount on today's purchases if you pay for them with a brand new Best Buy card. Why wouldn't you? Or Banana Republic, or any one of the retail credit cards, Macy's, Victoria's Secret, all the retail credit cards. You get your 15 or 20% off, and you're a very happy consumer for that day at that hour. The problem is that you've got a very small credit card with a $200 balance on it, or a $100 balance, or a $300 balance, whose minimum payment is negligible. It's the minimum payment is $5, $10, $15 for the next month. You say, I'm going to try to get rid of this, and most consumers have that reaction. So they throw down a massive $75 payment on the Best Buy bill that comes in instead of the $15 payment. Well, now it gets really complicated, because Best Buy, the second month, sends you a bill that says minimum payment $0, because you've overpaid. Third month, minimum payment $0. By the fourth month, like Pavlov's dog, like my West Highland Terrier, you're programmed into not paying a payment to Best Buy. You've got a little tiddly balance out there, but you've essentially forgotten about it.
Right.
At what they're doing is they're managing their credit wing, which is keeping the credit outstanding, so that you're paying interest on that unpaid balance.
And also, I think that the limit, because you have a low limit and your balance is right up at the limit, that also has a negative impact.
Oh, it absolutely does. It's a small card, so it's very easy to get over a balance on it, over 40%, which immediately starts hitting your credit.
So hopefully Belk and Banana Republic and various stores don't come after us right now, but if you see those on your balance sheet, it's probably worth cutting those cards up and making sure the balance is paid off and keeping your credit score good.
Totally not the right cards to have. But it all goes back to the big topics, because there really are gnomes, really are extremely brilliant people sitting in offices in Manhattan in the financial industry, figuring out how to make you borrow money.
They're out to get you.
So
this Halloween, that's the message that we're leaving with. They are out to get you. No, really. hopefully this has been helpful today. Hopefully, we've had some informative information for you, and we certainly appreciate that you joined us. Please stick with us for more Money Matters next week. Keep your ideas coming, your feedback coming. We always love it. Give us a phone call, shoot us an email.
Love the hat.
Yes.
Love
so
the
happy
hat.
Halloween, and we'll see you next week with more Money Matters.